Welcome back to Bayou Time, 879-1231. Let's go down the list. Hello, welcome to the program. You're on the air live.
Bath salts we finally getting off the shelves.
Okay.
But now I'm seeing glass pipes.
You're seeing...
Isn't that a drug paraphernalia?
You're seeing glass pipes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Glass
selling
pipes
the
are...
little glass pipes. Now, if you get stopped by a police officer and one is found in your vehicle, they call it drug paraphernalia. So why now?
If they have some residue or what looks to be some evidence to support that it's been used in the manner to smoke drugs or to use drugs, then yes, they can arrest you for or issue a citation for drug paraphernalia.
Okay, well, you figure a man who does smoke a pipe will not use that type of pipe
I would agree.
Smoke his tobacco. So why are they, letting the stores now sell those types of pipes, being they're used in drug activities?
I agree with you. It's not a law enforcement issue, it's a legislative issue, and it needs to, in order for law enforcement to do something about it, there would have to be a law that would ban the sale of that. There are a number of things that can be used and classified as drug paraphernalia. Something such as a brittle brush, if you will, is often used by somebody who's smoking a certain type of drug.
Right, if you find it in the vehicle.
Yeah. So the legislature would have to come in and kind of make a law that would ban the sale of a glass tube, a water bong, things of that sort, in order for law enforcement to go in and enforce those laws. Without it, then they can't really do anything because they sell it as, candle holders or whatnot. But I agree with you. We all know what it's for.
Way back when, they used to have what they called a head shop in Thibodeau.
Yeah. Well, there's still a few around.
What was sold in the store, and it just baffles me that they're allowing the sale of now these pipes, being they got rid of the bath salts. It's like they're encouraging
I agree with you.
Kids or people or whoever, well, here's your crack pipe now.
Yep, I agree with you. I 100% I agree with you. All we can do is the next time you have a chance to speak to somebody running for office on a state legislative level, bring that up to them or call up your representative or senator and bring it up to them. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
And educate our children and our family not to use those sorts of things. But I agree. I know what it's used for. You know what it's used for. Our neighbors know what it's used for. But yet still people are able to sell it, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Hello. Welcome to Bayou Time.
Hello.
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Jason?
Doing okay. How are you?
All right. I got a question, Max, about the sidewalks. Are there laws that you can't ride a bicycle and skateboard on sidewalks?
I'm not familiar with that. Why?
Okay. I was just trying to figure out if that was true. People's always complaining, that people can do that.
That they can't?
They can.
Oh. Why, you think they can't?
That's what I thought it was an issue, because there was in the paper a while back about that there was an issue about people having the skateboards on sidewalks and bicycles.
So you think that they should skateboard or ride the bicycle in the street as opposed to the sidewalk?
I don't know.
Okay. What would you like the law to be?
I mean, it's all right for the sidewalk, depending where it's at. If it's on the state right-of-way, so you wouldn't be on the highway.
Okay. But you have a problem, I guess, residentially?
Correct.
Okay. It's one thing if you're running people off the sidewalk, I guess, but I'm not familiar with that. That may be a parish ordinance as opposed to like a state law, though. It's probably a parish ordinance, if there is such a law. I'm not sure.
Right, because it's a dangerous situation. If somebody's backing out their driveway, they don't accidentally see the person and boom, run right into you.
Right. But we could, but just to play devil's advocate, that could happen if somebody's just walking on the sidewalk.
Correct.
You could back into somebody that's walking behind your car. I agree. That's why we always tell people, always try to walk in front of a vehicle as opposed to behind.
Correct. It's a safer way.
Yep. Thank you for the call. It's a good question.
Okay, I was the little boy. I know I'm just sorry for him. I have a handicapped daughter too.
Okay.
And there have people been imitating them for years. I know somebody that's, say, a political person did it, and nobody would bring this issue out. Nobody wouldn't do nothing about it.
All right.
So I want to leave that to you, and thank you for talking to you.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, bye-bye.
All right. If you have a question regarding whether something's a law or not, especially a parish ordinance, you can always call the parish government, or you can call the district attorney's office, and they may be able to point you in the right direction. There's usually a duty attorney on call at the DA's office. Hello. Welcome to Bayou, Tom.
Hey, good evening, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason, as far as one of your earlier callers, the one trying to infer that the young man may have been at fault in some way, that guy's a blooming idiot. First of all, he said he didn't know the facts. He heard something on Fox News. HTV reported that the young man was with his family and he had to use the bathroom. They were in the parking lot when he went into Burger King. So they didn't abandon him there. There wasn't some prearranged liaison, and if you don't know the facts, keep your mouth shut. Like you said, it's aggravated rape because he wasn't of the age of consent. No matter if he had went there for a liaison or not, no matter how it came about, there's no excuse.
Exactly.
And this is just, it's sheer stupidity for the man to call up. He seems like he's educated, but to make that kind of blunder is just way out of line. What about, you remember on national news, Casey Dugard? I believe they came in during the night. The guy came in, one of the neighbors from down the road, and in the middle of the night took her out of her bedroom. There was a young woman, 12, 13 at the time, out of, I think it was Utah or somewhere in that area. A young blonde girl played the harp from a well-to-do family.
Yes.
And she was kidnapped.
Right.
And the guy kept her bound up for several years as his sex slave, and they're recently in the courts. So, would it have been better for the parents to go into Burger King with the young man? Yes. Hindsight is better than foresight. But you bring him to a place, he had to use a bathroom, you bring him to a place, Burger King, it's a public place, you assume it's a safe place.
Right. I mean, and let's be honest, think it from a parent perspective. When you're talking about a 12-year-old boy, you would think that, I certainly can't blame, based on the limited information that I know, can't blame a parent for allowing their 12-year-old son to go into a public restroom at a Burger King by themselves as they're about to leave. I think probably if we all think back to when we were 12, or if we have children, whether they're 12 and you allow them to do that, I mean, based on their own maturity level, I can't fault a parent for doing that.
And Jason, he also said that the boy didn't make any sound. How do you know the guy didn't have a knife?
Yeah,
at the guy's throat,
well, exactly.
I mean, or a gun, or put a gag in his mouth, put a hand over his mouth.
There are a number of things.
The guy's 55 years old, and the young child is 12 years old.
Well, there are a number of things we can all speculate, and that's what you say, and that's why.
What I'm saying is he didn't have any basis to make any comment.
Correct.
Because he didn't know the facts.
Correct.
You don't know why the young man didn't call out, or maybe he did and nobody was close by to hear, depending on what time of the day it was.
That's right.
So, and as far as the war in Libya, yes, the War Powers Act should have been enforced. I believe that they had grounds for impeachment of President Obama. And as far as sending troops into Pakistan, isn't that just extending the Bush doctrine, where President Bush already sent Predator drones into Pakistan? And he said that if you're a terrorist It doesn't matter where you go. If you harbor a terrorist, if you give aid to a terrorist, we're going to go get you. And what's so brave about President Obama sending troops to go and get Osama bin Laden? There's nothing brave about Obama doing that.
Well,
sure, he's a president, and he's a commander-in-chief. He did his duty. The SEALs were the ones that did something brave.
right, but we do have to give him credit for at least saying, go in and do it.
Well, I'm not
as
gonna
opposed,
say that,
but the reason I mention that is because we've criticized President Clinton for not going in and capturing or maybe putting a hit on Osama bin Laden when he had the opportunity. So you do have to at least give him some credit for giving him the green light.
I'm not saying you don't give him credit for sending the troops there, but I'm just saying it wasn't a heroic act.
Okay, look, thank you for the call.
Well, let me make another quick point. As far as Libya sending troops there, that same caller would have been squalling about the money we spent in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he has. And yet he's not saying a word about what President Obama has spent in Libya, and now he's talking about Syria, that the Syrian president has to go. Are we going to send troops there to Syria? Right. Are we the world's police force? What's it going to cost us to send or get rid of the president of Syria?
Thank you for the call. Your point's well taken.
Good night.
All right. Let's see. One more caller before we have to go. Hello. Welcome to Bayou Town.
Good afternoon, Jason.
Hi.
All right. My condolences go out to the St. Louis Martin family.
Okay.
That man was a real great lawyer, a real good lawyer, a real good man. I knew him that. I knew him a little bit. I didn't know him that good, but I knew him a little bit.
All right.
Jason, that guy that killed his son, you know what they should have did with that guy? They got him in a cell right now. What they ought to do, they should have took a picture of his son and put it in the wall where he could see it every day, make him suffer for what he did, Because that man don't deserve to live. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a bad person. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. But somebody going to do something like that to a child, Jason. There ain't no sense in the world, bro. And just like that little boy got raped in the bathroom, I'm going to tell you something. When my kids was growing up, when they had to go use the bathroom to a public place, I walked there with them. And I walked inside the bathroom, see there ain't anybody there first. And there ain't nobody. I come out and I told them to go in. They went in there. And somebody go in after them, I walk in there and I stood there till they finished and come out and I went out with them. But one of the parents should have went there and stand at the door.
Well, but
I used to holler at my kids, make sure
I
it was okay.
understand that, but at what age do we allow our children to go to the restroom at themselves?
Yeah, but in their society, Jason.
Well, I understand, but I see too many people wanting to, almost place blame or crucify the parents for allowing a 12-year-old to go to the restroom at Burger King. I think that's being a little harsh. I think the blame needs to go to the guy who allegedly committed this rape, not to the parents.
No, I'm not blaming them.
And look, I'm critical of a lot of parents, but I don't. But I don't think we could say we need to hold a 12-year-old's hand to go to the restroom. Okay, I think that's being a little harsh on the parent.
Yes, sir. Only thing I'm saying, a kid that young is still a child. If they gotta go to the bathroom, I'll walk there to the door, and I'll stand at that door. And every now and then I'll holler at them, make sure they're okay. They holler back at me through the door. Today's society, Jason.
I can assure you.
Nobody.
I can assure you, after this has happened, when my child becomes 12, maybe I'll think twice about letting him go to a public bathroom by themselves, as I assume a lot of people do. Look, thank you for the call. We got to go. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the callers tonight. We do have to take a break. Joni Petrie, along with Tony DeSalvo and Chef George Caslow, will be next. Kanada's in the kitchen. They're cooking up some pork chops. Stay tuned.